Hello and welcome to LMU Community TV News. We hope you're having a great week. I'm Ashley Collingsworth. Thank you for joining us. Legendary University of Tennessee Lady Volunteers basketball coach Pat Summitt passed away early Tuesday morning at the age of 64. Her son Tyler Summitt released the following statement. It is with tremendous sadness that I announce the passing of my mother, Patricia Sue Head Summitt. She died peacefully this morning at Sherrill Hill Senior Living in Knoxville, surrounded by those who loved her most. Tyler continued, she'll be remembered as the all-time winningest D1 basketball coach in NCAA history, but she was more than a coach to many. She was a hero and a mentor, especially to me, her family, her friends, her Tennessee Lady Volunteer staff, and the 161 Lady Vol student athletes she coached during her 38-year tenure. We will all miss her immensely. With the news of Coach Summitt passing away, LMU Community TV News turned to Lincoln Memorial University Athletics to talk to them about the impact that Coach Summitt had on them and their careers. Here is Athletic Director Matt Green.
Well, I don't think that you can overstate the type of impact that Pat Summitt had, not only on my individual career, but on athletics as a whole. I think when you look at the trajectory of women's sports from the time when she came in at 22 years old as a young, brand new head coach making just over $8,000 a year, and where women's college sports is now. And not just basketball, but you look at the Women's College World Series, a lot of things are televised. She really progressed the women's game so far, and I don't think her impact can be overstated. As athletic administrators, you tend to flock towards great leaders, and she's definitely one of those. I think I would put her up there with John Wooden as one of the most influential and impactful coaches, not just in basketball, but again, athletics-wide. So her impact can't be overstated. It's a great loss, but it's also been cool to see so many people come out and speak about her leadership and how they impacted her life and the reverence that people have for Pat Summitt.
Softball coach Natalie Layden discussed how influential Coach Summitt was not only to women's basketball, but women's sports across the board.
She's definitely been a remarkable coach that's paved the path for a bunch of female coaches like myself. You know, what she did at the University of Tennessee is remarkable in women's athletics, starting off with 55 people at games to filling stadiums. And, you know, that's very impressive and exciting for me to know that I'm part of that future and what she's paid for me.
LMU's own Senior Director of Marketing and Public Relations, Kate Reagan, worked side by side with Summitt for years. She met with us to talk about the inspiring story of how she ended up from her own hometown to sitting on the sidelines next to Coach Summitt.
So one of the questions I get pretty regularly is how I ended up in Tennessee. I was born and raised in upstate New York, kind of went to college there and, you know, was on the path to stay there. And then I had an opportunity to work a Final Four in Philadelphia, that senior year of college, and that was my first encounter with Pat and the Lady Ball family. I had applied for a graduate assistantship with them, and just seeing the respect which she commanded, the poise in which everybody associated with that program carried themselves, and just the absolute class, you know, it was a natural draw to go there. And want to be a part of that. 2 weeks after the Final Four, I was offered the position. I had one other opportunity at the time, but they weren't at the point where they were making decisions, and so it was kind of a gamble. Do I go all in, go somewhere totally new, try spread my wings, try something totally outside of my comfort zone, and be able to be a part of this program, or do I stay safe and stay close to home? The lure of Pat Summitt was too great to say no. And so I got to Tennessee because of Pat Summitt. Because the opportunity to work with her, to be a part of the Lady Ball legacy, was just too great to say no to. And so in a very real way, I owe my current happiness, my current life, to Pat Summitt. Had I never moved to Tennessee, had I never been a part of the Lady Balls, had I never worked the 2 years that I worked in media relations there, I wouldn't have met my husband. I would never have married him and had children. I never would have ended up at LMU, and I wouldn't have built the wonderful friendships that I have as part of this life here in Tennessee. I loved sitting on the sidelines for the 2 years that I was there. I traveled with volleyball and tennis, so my interaction with her wasn't day to day. Certainly wasn't. We were all hands on deck when it came to women's basketball. Those are huge functions, and coming from, you know, a world where men's athletics gets all the big time excitement. Yeah. Walking in Thompson Bowling Arena when they play UConn and it's sold out and the atmosphere is, you know, beyond anything that you've been a part of and that you can really imagine, and realizing this one woman built all of this. And she did it through sheer guts and determination. And she did it without cutting any corners or taking any shortcuts. You know, it just makes you want to live your life that same way.
Women's basketball coach Crystal Evans knew Coach Summit from a very young age throughout her career. On the court, she talked about how Coach Summit inspired her through her ball playing and into coaching.
Well, Pat Summit was definitely influential in my life, and I can't imagine anybody that's coaching women's basketball or any sport at that, for that matters, that would say that she hasn't been somewhat of an influence on their lives as well. But I've known Coach Summit since I was little. My father used to coach at Cumberland University, which was in Lebanon, Tennessee, and we used to go watch her practices and things like that, and she just kind of stayed in contact with him. And matter of fact, the 97 team that she had at Tennessee and my father had at Liberty University at the time were both undefeated. So there was 2 undefeated teams in the nation at that time. And so in the NCAA tournament, they paired them up against each other. And so obviously we were able to see her at that point too, and that was before I even had started playing college ball. But once I had played college ball, again, obviously following her career and being in coaching myself, and then I was actually a coach at Gardner-Webb University for 9 years, and she was one of my references. I used to call her and ask her, what do you think about this job? What do you think, you know, what advice can you give me on what type of path that, you know, I should take? I want to be a head coach one day. What do you think? And she told me to come up to Knoxville one day from Gardner-Webb, and she said she was going to do a mock interview. So, and again, she didn't have to take the time. And that's the one thing that I don't think a lot of people understand about her. So many people wanted a piece of her time, and she was giving. And that's just amazing. But she literally, I went up to Knoxville, set up the appointment, and she spent probably 2 to 3 hours just preparing me for my career. And it was just amazing. And I just still to this day am grateful.
Governor Bill Haslam ordered the flags at the Tennessee Capitol and state buildings to be lowered at half staff through sunset on Thursday in memory of Summit. A celebration of life service honoring the life of Pat Summit is set for Thursday, July 14th at 7 p.m. at Thompson Bowling Arena. It will be open to the public, and more information is expected to be released at a later date. The Lincoln Memorial University community is mourning the sudden and untimely loss of Assistant Professor of Theater and Technical Director, Designer Mark McGinley. McGinley, 37, of Jacksboro, passed away suddenly on June 29, 2016. He joined the faculty of the Paul V. Hamilton School of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences in August of 2014. He taught nearly all of the school's theater classes. McGinley served as the faculty advisor and director of the student theater group, the LMU Players, which provides opportunities for all members of the LMU academic community to get involved with the dramatic arts. McGinley was involved in all aspects of the group's productions during his tenure, including You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, The Three Musketeers, and Alice in Wonderland. A year ago, McGinley combined 2 of his favorite things, East Tennessee and Shakespeare, and through that launched the Appalachian Shakespeare Project as part of LMU's Arts in the Gap program. McGinley collaborated with the LMU English Department to adapt the work of William Shakespeare into Appalachian dialect, translating the dialogue and changing the setting to East Tennessee. Presented outside at the Russell Burkhow Park in Cumberland Gap, the project launched with a production of As You Like It. At the time of his death, McGinley was preparing to debut the second show, Taming of the Shrew, on Friday, July 1st. McGinley is survived by his wife Sharon and their young children Isabel and Ian, his father Jim McGinley, and his siblings David McGinley and Beth Ann Bourne. Services are incomplete at this time. After being terminated on April 29th, former Claiborne High School head football coach Jerton Evans is suing the Claiborne County Board of Education. He was fired from the position of head football coach and also the position of English teacher. Evans claims that he was wrongfully terminated because of his race, a violation of the Tennessee Human Rights Act. The lawsuit filed in the Claiborne County Circuit Court is asking that Evans be restored to the same or comparable employment, or in the event that is impractical to restore Evans to his employment, that he be awarded front pay for his wrongful termination. Evans is seeking a jury trial and compensatory damages of up to $750,000. The Board of Education is named as the defendant in the lawsuit. On May 2nd, students set up protests outside of the school, with many choosing to cut classes to do so. The Claiborne County Board of Education has not released a formal statement in regards to this pending lawsuit. On Friday, more than 60 students and their families made the trip to the campus of Lincoln Memorial University for New Student Registration Day. Families were treated to breakfast before they were welcomed by Vice President Dr. Clayton Hess at the Math and Science Building. The day continued with a showcase on the third floor of the Math and Science Building that included presentations from departments within the university. Check-in stations were provided for families during the event, along with complete tours of the university. LMU Community TV and 91.3 WLMU were on hand with a live radio remote to meet and greet the new students and their families. We would like to extend a welcome to all the new students and look forward to seeing them this fall. With the arrival of summer, safety is key. So right after these messages, we will have information that you need to know to enjoy a great summer.
College. It can seem a million miles away. But what if you could get help with your tuition expenses? Get help filling out all those applications and finding a major that fits. All of a sudden, the impossible becomes possible. Visit collegefortn.org today. College. You can get there from here.
Fireworks are a fantastic sight and a part of many summer celebrations, but the reality is that they are involved in a significant number of injuries to children each year. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission estimates that of the 10,500 fireworks injuries that were treated in emergency departments in 2014, 35% of those happened to children younger than 15. While the safest way to enjoy fireworks is by watching the outdoor displays put on by professionals, if you plan to set off fireworks at home, here are a few safety tips from the Product Safety Commission. Buy your fireworks from reliable sellers. Do not experiment and make your own. Don't allow children to play with the fireworks. Don't carry fireworks in your pocket. And always keep water handy, whether a garden hose or in a bucket, in case of a malfunction or injury. If an injury does occur, there are a few guidelines for judging whether an injury needs at-home treatment or professional medical help. For injuries that involve the eyes, head, limbs, smoke inhalation, you need to seek medical attention immediately. Minor burns can be treated by cleaning the wound with soap and water and applying moisturizer to superficial burns, and control the pain with ibuprofen or acetaminophen. For more information on how you and your family can stay safe and still enjoy the fireworks, visit www.fireworksafety.org. Well, summer is officially here, and that means more time outside and more opportunities for sunburns. Even on a cloudy day or a cool day, UV rays can bounce and still are able to burn the skin. The Center for Disease Control reports that more than 5 million people are treated for skin cancer every year. With every exposure to sunlight or UV rays, the chance of skin cancer increases. The best place to relax in the summer is in the shade, but if you are going to be in the sunlight or UV rays, your chance of skin cancer does increase. So if you have to be in the sun, here are a few tips from the CDC to keep your skin safe. Wear SPF rated clothing and a wide rimmed hat. Wear Sunglasses to keep your eyes protected, and make sure they block both UVA and UVB rays that offer the best protection. Use a broad spectrum sunscreen with at least an SPF rate of 15, even on cloudy days. Be sure to reapply the sunscreen every 2 hours and every time after you swim or sweating. For more information on how you can keep your skin safe during the summer, you can visit www.cdc.gov. Manor House and Shared Blessings encourages the community to come out and shop during the summer months. Throughout the summer, they will be doing specials each week on different clothing items, such as home decor, footwear, and much more. Every purchase made at Shared Blessings goes to purchasing food for the food pantry that is distributed to those in the community who are in need. They are open Monday through Thursday from 10 to 2. They offer food and clothing assistance to those who qualify and can also assist with furniture and household items. They are located at 3230 Highway 25E in Tazewell. Well, don't let children be the only ones to have all the fun this summer. Exercise Your Mind is the theme of the Middlesboro Library's 2016 Adult Summer Reading Program. You can join in this summer for book discussions, movies, programs, puzzles, and activities that will keep your mind and body active. The program launched on June 20th and will continue through April 12th. Events are free and open to the public, but to register, you must be at least 16 years old. You can pick up one or both Summer Bingo Challenge cards, Reading Challenge Bingo, or the Wellness Challenge Bingo, and you can win prizes for activities for both. The library will be closed August 1st through 6th for inventory. Movie days are continuing this summer, and popcorn and drinks are always available. And that schedule is July 7th, 11th, and 21st at 10 in the mornings. Something new that was added this summer is the Coloring Club for adults. This gives you the chance to de-stress and relax. Materials and supplies are provided, but you are welcome to bring your own. Those dates include July 1st, 15th, and 29th. For more information on these programs and the bingo challenges, you are invited to stop by the library or call 606-248-4812. Well, coming up after the break, Brandon Burke has got your latest update on camps and sports around the community and the campus. Keep it right here.
This is why you get by on 4 hours sleep. Why you took a second job. This is why you taught yourself how to fix the plumbing and spend hours juggling the bills. This is why you'll do whatever it takes to keep your home. And that is why we want to help. We are making home affordable, a free government resource that can make paying the mortgage easier. Now more options are available. Call 888-995-HOPE to talk one-on-one with a housing expert today.
Welcome back. On Tuesday morning, the sports world suffered a crushing loss when legendary Hall of Fame women's basketball coach Pat Summitt passed away at the age of 64. Summitt was the head coach of the University of Tennessee Lady Volunteers for 38 years between 1974 through 2012, and by the time her coaching career had ended, she had been regarded as one of the greatest basketball coaches of all time. In August 2011, Summitt announced that she had been diagnosed with early onset dementia, Alzheimer's type. She stepped down as the head coach of the Lady Vols in 2012, submitting a legacy unmatched by any other coach in history. In 38 years of coaching the University of Tennessee, Pat Summitt recorded 31 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances, which is the most all-time, 18 Final Four appearances, also the most all-time, 16 SEC regular season and tournament championships, 8-time SEC Coach of the Year, 7-time NCAA Coach of the Year, and 8 national championships. Summitt coached the Lady Vols to 1,098 wins, the most ever by any coach in NCAA Division I basketball, women's or men's. She won a silver medal in the 1976 Olympic Games as a player and received a gold medal in the 1984 Games as a coach. In the year 2000, Summitt was honored as an inductee into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. 161 female athletes played under Summitt, and every single one of them graduated with a degree. On behalf of LMU Community TV, we express our condolences to Pat Summit's family, which includes her former players, as well as fans on Rocky Top and across America. The announcement was made on Monday by Lincoln Memorial Athletic Director Matt Green that LMU now has a director of track and field and cross country. Rochelle Black, previously an assistant coach at Murray State University, will become the first ever director of track and field and cross country in school history in LMU's third season as a program. Black started his career as a graduate assistant at Troy University from 2005 through 2007, then went on to become an assistant head track and field coach for Shorter University from 2008 through 2014. Black then joined Murray State with the same position in 2014 and will now head to Lincoln Memorial. Black has a proven track record, as during his tenure he has coached 77 All-Americans, 12 academic All-Americans, and 10 national champions. He has been a part of 9 conference championships and 8 national championships at the NAIA, NCCAA, and NCAA levels. Black will step into his role immediately as the men's and women's track and field programs are set to enter their third seasons. On behalf of LMU Community TV, we would like to welcome Rochelle Black to Lincoln Memorial University, and we certainly wish Rochelle all the best of luck this coming season. Well, following a weather delay last night in Omaha, Nebraska, the College Baseball World Series Game 3 will now conclude this Thursday afternoon. The Arizona Wildcats and the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina met up in Game 1 in the best-of-3 series on Monday evening, and Arizona picked up the win and pitched a shutout, edging Coastal Carolina 3-0. The Chanticleers would not go away easy, however, as they withstood a furious Arizona comeback on Tuesday night to come away with a 5-4 win to force a Game 3. And that showdown would have taken place last night in Omaha, only Mother Nature was not going to allow it. The first pitch, scheduled for 8 o'clock, never got underway, and the game was postponed near 11 o'clock due to inclement weather. Take 2 for Game 3 of the College Baseball World Series is set for Thursday, June 30th at a 1 o'clock p.m. start time. It should prove to be a historic contest, as Arizona is looking for its first title in 4 years, and Coastal Carolina aiming for its first championship in school history. The Tennessee Smokies began their 5-game series with the Jacksonville Suns yesterday evening, winning the opening contest 4-2. Game 2 from Florida is set for a 7:05 p.m. start time on Thursday night, as well as Game 3 on Friday. Games 4 and 5 on Saturday and Sunday will both start at 6:05 p.m. The Smokies will then immediately jump into a 5-game homestand with the Jackson Generals on Monday evening, with each game beginning at 7:05 p.m. To keep up to date with the Smokies, you can visit www.smokiesbaseball.com. Now that's all for sports this week, but stay tuned as Joseph Lewis and Tyler Rowlett will be here after the break to let you know about movies being released to the big screen and concerts happening around the area when we return right here on LMU Community TV News.
It's not always easy being a dad.
Do you have panda asthma too? Does that run in the family? This is the home of the most priceless kung fu artifacts.
But when you make an effort...
Dad, we're not supposed to touch anything. Oh, sorry. Go along, son!
It's always worth it.
Whoa! Master!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
I am gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Calls me googly eyes.
You know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you're beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. The whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
I even have the army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
That's
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Hello, I'm Joseph Lewis, bringing you all the latest information in the world of movies. Coming to theaters this weekend is The BFG, the latest fantasy adventure from director Steven Spielberg, based on the Roald Dahl children's book of the same name. Bridge of Spies Oscar winner Mark Rylance stars as the 24-foot-tall, big friendly giant of the title who, after befriending a young orphan named Sophie, travels with her to Giant Country to find and detain a group of evil giants with a penchant for dining on humans. Bill Hader, Rebecca Hall, and Flight of the Conchords' Jermaine Clement co-star, while the screenplay is penned by E.T. writer Melissa Matheson. Also new to theaters this week is The Legend of Tarzan, a new take on Edgar Rice Burroughs' classic character brought to life this time around by frequent Harry Potter director David Yates. True Blood favorite Alexander Skarsgård takes the lead as Tarzan, plucked from his new life as a London aristocrat to serve as a diplomat to the island on which he was raised by apes. The Wolf of Wall Street's Margot Robbie also stars as the former Jungle Man's wife Jane, alongside Samuel L. Jackson as politician George Washington Williams, and Inglourious Basterds' Christoph Waltz as the corrupt Belgian captain Leon Rom. Lastly for this week is The Purge Election Year, the third film in Blumhouse Productions' ongoing horror series, taking place in a future in which on one night every year in America, all crime is declared legal. Election Year details the bloodthirsty chaos that ensues when a presidential candidate and her head of security are forced into the streets with no other form of protection on Purge Night. Lost's Elizabeth Mitchell and The Purge Anarchy's Frank Grillo star as the central duo, and James DeMonaco returns for a third time to direct. All three of these films can be seen in theaters nationwide starting this Friday, July 1st, and as always, be sure to check your local listings for special Thursday night screenings in the area. That's all for today in the world of movies. I'm Joseph Lewis.
Hi, I'm Tyler Allard of 91.3 WLMU and LMU Community TV, and here's your concert calendar for the week of June 30th, 2016. With the summer concert season in full swing, the two closest amphitheaters to us are having some excellent acts each week. Coming Friday, July 1st, to the Riverbend Music Center in Cincinnati is the Zac Brown Band. The band has found a unique crossover audience in country music by making friends with artists outside of their genre. Everyone from Widespread Panic's J.B. to John Mayer, whose career began playing shows in Atlanta with the Zac Brown Band's Clay Cook, have been known to make special appearances at their live shows. Also coming to Riverbend on July 5th is Def Leppard and REO Speedwagon. Break out the hairspray and the spandex and relive the days when these bands were king. Two classic rock icons will be breaking out all the hits you still love. Whether you came to roll with the changes with REO Speedwagon or you just want to take a photograph of Def Leppard, it's sure to be a great night of classic rock. I'm Tyler Allard of 91.3 WLMU and LMU Community TV, and that's your concert calendar for the week of June 30th, 2016.
College. It can seem a million miles away. But what if you could get help with your tuition expenses? Get help filling out all those applications and finding a major that fits. All of a sudden, the impossible becomes possible. Visit collegefortn.org today. College. You can get there from here.
I already knew that I was going to go to college, from a young age. I definitely want to major in political science. After that, I'm going to get my law degree. Then I'm going to come back to Detroit, boost the economy, become the mayor or something, try to make the situation better for other people. I feel like I owe it to the city. I'm determined. It's going to happen. My name is Justin, and I am your dividend.
And that is going to do it for your LMU Community TV News Weekend Edition.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Brandon Burke. We will see you next Thursday.
For everyone here at LMU Community TV, I'm Ashley Collingsworth. Have a great weekend.